Hey everyone, it's Curtis here and welcome to an On The Backwheel video. As soon as I heard that Rieju were coming to Australia, I was very excited and interested to see what their prices and dealer network would be. Well, that was a couple of months ago now and we got the prices and dealers. Let's have a look and see what they come up with for their Australian launch. If you like what I'm doing, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. For those who don't know who Rieju is, I did a video on them not too long ago detailing their history and their bike specs. So if you want more in-depth details, check out that video. For those who don't want to watch that, Rieju are the old GasGas bikes and they are made in the old factory in Spain. Alright, we have prices and the dealer network. Let's get into the prices first and then we'll look at the dealers. Okay, let's start at the bottom. Well, not necessarily the bottom, but with the cheapest, the MR Rangers. The Rangers are a really interesting bike and kind of made for softer trail riding and technical terrain. The Ranger 200 is $11,790 and the 300 is $11,990. Let's compare the Ranger's price to their direct opposition, the Beta X Trainer. The X Trainers come in a 250 and 300 and they are both $10,995. So the Beta is significantly cheaper. Specs wise, they are pretty similar, except the Beta is 7 kilograms lighter and has automatic oil injection. So that could be a hard sell at this price point, especially when in this category you're generally after something that's a bit lighter and easier to handle. Okay, let's step up to the mid-range of bikes, the MR Racing. The MR Racing 250 is $12,990 and the 300 is $13,290. And this pricing pretty much puts it bang in line with the Beta range. The Sherco 250 and 300 are a bit cheaper. And if we move to the new GasGas bikes, the 250 is pretty on the same price, but the 300 is a whopping $14,155. So if you want a 300cc Enduro, this seems like a pretty decent buy. Probably the biggest advantage the Riejus have is their top-notch KYB suspension. The 250 is a bit of a hard sell at this price point because you can get the GasGas 250 with transfer port injection for basically the same price. But hey, I know a lot of people don't like fancy tech on their bike and they want that old school carb. Okay, on to the top spec Pro range. The 250 is coming in at $14,690 and the 300 is $14,990. So you're paying a bit more here, but it does come with some upgrades. Those upgrades are anti-friction treated forks, a Lighten X-Trig Rocks triple clamp, gold speed rims with anodized hubs, a fancy air filter and a thermo fan. Looking at this, I don't know personally if I'd pay the extra, but that may change upon riding it. You know, the forks might be significantly better or something like that, I'm just not sure. I hear gold speed rims are very durable, but the base model's running XL rims already and they are also great. Alright, the Pro compares to the KTM 6-day range, Sherco Factory and Beta Racing. And the pricing is bang on with the Sherco and Beta. What's interesting is the upspec Beta and Sherco bikes come with KYB suspension. More on that later. The KTM 6 days is kind of in a league of its own price-wise. They are $15,550 for the 250 and a whopping $16,885 for the 300. Damn, that is a lot of money for a dirt bike. So price-wise, the MR Racing 300 seems like the buy to me. Sure, it doesn't come with fuel injection or anything like that, but that KYB suspension is top of the line at the moment. Not that the others don't have good suspension either, and I know the motors are rock solid having owned one in the past. But of course, this is all grain of salt stuff. We really need to ride them. But we're dealing with what we got at the moment, and in the 250 range, the GasGas looks mighty tempting with that TPI, and the Beta X Trainer is really good and really well priced. Okay, perhaps just as important is the dealer network. Annoyingly, the website doesn't have a map of all the dealers, so what I've done is punch in the postcode for major centres and gone from there, and surprisingly, there is a good amount. New South Wales has a solid spread with some dealers in the Sydney area, Port Macquarie, Albury, Thornton and Shell Harbour. Victoria has a decent spread, but unfortunately South Australia only has the one. Up in Queensland, there is a good mix around the southeast and also west towards Toowoomba and Dalby, but then you've got to head all the way up to Cairns to find another. In Western Australia, there's a couple around Perth, and there's also 2 in Tassie. Unfortunately for those in the Northern Territory, you are out of luck. So there you have it, the Rieju prices and dealers. What do you all think the prices, and are you interested in getting a Rieju? Personally, I'd be very interested in the 300 Racing I mentioned earlier. It's got that KYB suspension, proven chassis and engine. It's very tempting. He's hoping they do some demo days in the future. Okay, that's it from me. Hit that like button, subscribe, and most importantly, Keep it on the back wheel, people.